Hey, Power Tribe. I don't know how I'm going to go about this, but I'm just going to give it a whirl. I want to introduce myself. I am just so amazed by the reading of all your stories that I've done so far. Um, yeah, just wow, what a group. What a group. Brave, brave, beautiful people. And I thank you for being here and telling your story. Yeah, my story. It just, for a long time, I just thought, in a lot of ways, I thought it was okay. After all, it felt like, um, didn't seem violent in some ways, although my dad could be violent. Um, he could be violent. But, well, what happened was, I was raised by teenagers. My mom was 16 when she had me. My dad was 19. And they really had no idea what they were doing. And my dad started sexually abusing me when I was about 5. It would just like when I was on his lap or something be just reaching in under my panties and just, yeah, what do you say? I'm writing a book about this, and it's like, what do you say about that when you're 5 years old? You don't know. You trust this person. You figure they know what they're doing. They're the big person. They're the big person. They're the adult. They're the ones who are taking care of you. Supposed to be. So so you figure, well, it must be right. It must be okay. And it's all just goes on under the surface. So what happened with me was like, it wasn't violent in that way because it was like a slow inculcation. I just learned to be what my dad wanted me to be. I just learned to behave how my dad wanted me to behave. Docile, good girl, just do what you're told. This is absolutely how I was brought up. Do what you're told. Do what all the adults tell you. Any adults tell you. I write about that in my book too. I was very resentful at a certain point because I saw, there was this girl in a PE class when I was a kid, and she told her PE teacher, "If you hit me, I'm going to tell my mom." And it's like, well, I didn't have that. I didn't have that. I talked to my mom about that. It was a beautiful conversation. I talked to my mom about that. She said, yeah, you didn't. I didn't have that when I was little, and I resented it. But there was also this thing too, that all this time it's like, well, it's okay. At least you weren't raped. That's how I thought, right? It's like, well, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. And there was this just slow learning of shame. And this went on till I was like 19 years old. It turned out. And yeah. My dad said to me one time, well, your sister, she's kind of prudish, but I love her anyway. And it was like, wow, well then, there was something that just reached deep into me when he said that. I don't remember how old I was. I really don't. 12, 13, 14, I don't know how old I was. But I just thought, why am I doing this then? If he still loves her and she's not doing it, she refuses, she has more guts than I do, then why am I doing this? It's like, and there was something in me that just became furious about that, at myself. And so it's been a long trip healing. I'm in Perry's storytelling group right now. And I'm writing a book. I'm like 21,000 words in now. And I'm finding that telling the story in this way, like trying to make sense of it, is really a journey. It's really a journey to just try to put it down and try to realize for myself what happened. Try to make some kind of sense out of it, because really it doesn't make sense. Never makes sense. These kind of things don't make sense. And yeah. And in the last 5 years, I've come a long way. I had a coach who had me tell my story to 30 people in 30 days. He said, would you do that? Would you, he offered it to me as a challenge. And I was like, wow, okay, yes. And I did it. And I learned so much from that. And so now, I think that was a big part of it. Now, I want to tell my story, because I don't want people to be living in shame. It's like, you don't have to live in shame. Be who you are. Tell your truth. And, the people who are your tribe, they'll come around. They're the people you'll end up with. Not the people anymore that you have to put a mask on for. Not the people anymore that you have to lie to so that maybe they'll like you. That's all a lot of bullshit, and I'm learning that. So, rock on, Power Tribe. This is me. I'm Allie McDonald, and I just wanted to stop in and say hi. And now bye.